Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be putting three of the best anime video generation platforms head to head to see who comes out the top dog, the best at creating smooth anime visuals. Let's go ahead and jump right into things. So today we're going to be comparing three platforms. That's Kling, Runway, and Vidu. And we're going to be comparing them on three specific images. We're going to compare on this swordsman. We're going to want him to draw his sword, and we're going to see how well that does. Next, on these two folks, we're going to have them talking, and then we're going to want the woman in the red armor here to laugh. And then finally, we're going to try a fight scene. We're going to want these two men to clash swords, and we're going to see how that looks. We're going to want smooth 2D animation, no 3D, no CGI. Start with our first image here and see how we did with our samurai. So on Kling specifically, I did two tests. One using the new 2.0 Master Edition. This is the latest model from Kling, its most advanced model ever. It cost 100 credits per generation, so very expensive. So we're going to be hoping that the results are very good from Kling. And we also tested with Kling 1.6, which was the flagship model up to this point. So first, let's see how Kling 1.6 did with our samurai drawing his sword here. And we can see here from the video, he didn't really do what we wanted. We want the sword to come out. We all know what an anime sword draw looks like. It should be smooth. We want the katana gleam. Obviously, that's a lot to ask from AI anime video generation as it exists today, but this is a stress test, if you will. We're looking to push this to the maximum. On 1.6, it did not perform that well. Now, on Kling 2.0, once again, some kind of weird stuff happened. He kind of takes the blade. It doesn't come out of the sheath. It more so kind of starts shining. I did prompt for the blade shines, and I do see that the shine here on the blade is sort of 3D. Does have some of that anime type of visuals behind it. It doesn't look terrible, but once again, it's not exactly doing what we asked it to do. So on this test specifically, Kling did not do that great. Let's see how Runway did. Runway in particular has always been, pretty decent with anime. Doing the same exact prompt with Runway, he didn't do what we wanted at all. He talks a little bit, he blinks, and then the sword just kind of sits there. So all of these platforms seem to be struggling with the actual sword drawing coming out of the sheath. Okay, so so in this one, he kind of stabs himself in the chest a little bit, and then the blade morphs into two things. So not great. We're still struggling from an anime perspective with producing objects that aren't necessarily there to start from a reference perspective, and there's still a long ways to go from that. Let's check out test 2. Now test 2, we want these characters to talk to each other. We want the man in white here. He's telling a joke to the woman in red, then we want her to laugh. We did multiple tests of this on Kling, one using the new 2.0 and then a few others using the 1.6. This one was done with 1.6, and we can see here that they're both talking, we both see the mouths moving, and after a while she does double over in laughter and starts laughing. I believe I did 2 generations of this with Kling. On both of the generations, she's laughing, and you do see her kind of closing her eyes, moving down, indicating laughter. I think it looks really good. You can see the hair, both of the hairs are moving in the wind. This is pretty good. I'm impressed with this. You could obviously use this, lip sync this in anime that you're producing for your own project. So I think that looks pretty good. Let's see how Kling 2.0 did. So in Kling 2.0, she really starts laughing at his joke, and he kind of moves backwards a little bit. One of the things I like about 2.0 is the animations, pretty much like that looks weird, but then that right there is great, and then that laugh, like she's really laughing. I think that looks really good. Let's see how Runway did. Okay, so Runway, after 2 generation attempts, for some reason will not generate this scene. Now let's see how Vidu did. Vidu, once again, is just so impressive from an anime perspective. If Vidu keeps this up, I might have to switch. Like, look at this. Like, they're laughing. She's not really laughing, but she does kind of towards the end close her eyes. He lowers his sword. Look at that smooth 2D animation. That's really good, guys. Like, I did put Vidu in, I believe, A or S tier, and this is for good reason. Also, like, one of the big things to think about Vidu is that unlimited plan. So, like, you could do 20 of these shots and pick parts and pieces and edit them together to really get something consistent and good. So I'm pretty impressed with that. I'll be very interested to see how Vidu does on the fight scene compared to Kling and Runway. Let's see if Runway did it. Nope. So Runway's just not generating that scene. I don't know why. Okay, so let's go to our last test here. And I did actually a couple iterations of this with Kling. I'm going to start with my first iteration here. With this shot in particular with Kling, I think there's a few caveats. First off, no video generation, especially from an anime perspective, has been able to get anything even close to what you're seeing here, as janky as this is. So the fact that these two characters aren't just sort of convulsing and talking very fast, they're actually kind of fighting. You could take parts and pieces from a shot like this and edit, switch camera angles, do something else, and you would be able to make something pretty compelling. Even just a couple months ago, this was unheard of from anything anime perspective. So some of these shots that we're getting, like where they are fighting, you'll see here like that, to where like these types of movements, like even when they start gripping each other's wrists like that, I think that's pretty cool. You could edit around that. And I did another one saying the two men dash away from each other, and I really want y'all to watch this one right here. Do you see the effects that it's putting in and those types of visuals and the blowback from that blade on their clothes and everything? And you see how his clothes blow in the mist? Yeah, it's a little janky, but tell me, if any video generation platform can do anything close to this, let me know in the comment section. I want to know about it. As far as I know, this is the best I've ever seen from an anime perspective. You trying to do something complex, not just having like one character do something in a very portrait picture. This is pretty impressive. You could edit around this. You could, maybe that part's janky, but then you take that part and then you take this part and you then change camera angle and it's a fight scene. The flashes and everything, the smoke coming after the blade. Would you use this without editing it? No, but could you use maybe that for a second in an anime shot? Yes, you totally could. It's looking really cool. So Kling did that very well. Let's see how Runway did it. Not terrible. They're kind of like lock hands. You could use that as those two like kind of struggling against each other and edit some sounds in there. That's not the worst, guys. I've seen a lot worse than that. Let's see how Vidu did. If Vidu's is like amazing, I'm going to switch paid plans right now. So interesting right there. He kind of like grabs him and stabs him in the back, I think, like that. They don't exactly fight. You know, but look at this, though. Like, he's got his blade raised. He's reacting to what the other character's doing. It's all staying 2D. It's not morphing into CGI. You could generate 5 more of these and pick the parts you liked and even change prompts and use the end frames from particular generations to extend the fight scene. And given that it's unlimited and you can generate like up to 20 of these at once, I think you could probably end up creating a better fight scene from like a, you know, using this as opposed to trying to do it one-off with Kling every single time. So with that said, everyone, it was just a quick video today. Just wanted to compare these 3 platforms and also just kind of show you especially some of what the new Kling 2.0 stuff can do. I think that this stuff's really impressive, even though it's kind of janky. I just think that each iteration, every 3 or 4 months here in the video generation space, we see leaps in quality. And I think that's changing rapidly. And you can even imagine where we're going to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, guys. I think enterprise anime production is going to be in the hands of independent creators very shortly, and that's the whole reason why this channel's around, is to empower anyone else who's ever dreamed of wanting to make an anime. If you've ever watched an anime and been inspired and thought, hey, I'd love to do that, I think our time is now to be able to start doing those things. We just need to pay attention and execute and stay diligent on our workflows. So with that said, if you found value in this video, please drop a like on the video. Drop me a comment. What's your favorite platform? Which one were you most impressed with? And please subscribe. I would really appreciate that as we get the channel moving. With that said, everyone, appreciate the time. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.